Hey guys, welcome back. So as we all know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So today I decided to sit down and film this really pretty girly halo eye that's also kind of like seductive and sexy at the same time. So I really like the way that this turned out. I love doing halo eyes, and I mean, this is perfect for any kind of date night, whether it be Valentine's Day or not. Shoot girl, if you're single and you're Netflix and chilling on your couch eating pizza, you could rock this look as well. Like, look good for your damn self. You don't need no man. But yeah, that's really all I have to say for the beginning of this video. And if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. And let's get started. First thing I am going to do is prime my eyelids because we are going to be starting with the eyes today. I'm going to use this L'Oreal Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. It looks like that. So I'm just going to apply that all the way from the lash line up to the brow bone and then blend it out. And I'm being sure to really set that primer down because it is very tacky. And I want to make sure that my eyeshadows are going to blend easily and seamlessly on top of the primer. Okay, and then now that I have my eye primer down and set, we're going to go in with our first transition shade. I am going to take Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and I am just going to use this in the upper crease. Because I'm doing a halo eye, I'm bringing that all the way in to the inner tear duct, and then I also will put that on the inner half of my lid. Just being really sure to make sure that I am blending out these edges very well as I go. That way everything's going to be more put together and blended out really well. I'm going to go into Cupcake by Makeup Geek. Really, really pretty color. I love this so much. I'm going to apply this as well to the outer corner, inner corner, and through the crease, but I'm going to keep this shade lower than we did with the Peach Smoothie. And then also as I get to this outer edge, I'm kind of flicking my brush out just to lightly blend it up a little bit so we can get that bead out shape. And I'm applying the shadows to the outer and inner corner before I drag it through the crease, because I'm going to take a more small defined brush to take it into the crease. That way we're not covering up that Peach Smoothie shade that we have in the upper crease. For me, I have to go in with a smaller brush because my eyes are so small. I mean, they're not tiny, but I don't have the most space to work with on my eyes. So I just feel the need to do it that way. Hammer, 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 hammer. It's too quiet in here. I wish I could listen to music while I'm filming. Okay, I'm going to go back into the Morphe and Kathleen Lights palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. It's just a little bit deeper than Cupcake is. It's not as pinky. And I'm going to take that on an even smaller brush and apply that to the outer and inner corner of the eye, not taking it in too far because I want there to be a nice transition from the deeper shade to the lighter. Don't worry about that harsh line right there because we're going to go back in and blend that out. You just don't want to use this brush or the shade to do that, or you're going to end up just pulling that deeper shadow up into the crease, and then you're going to mess up that transition that you created. So just take your time, place your color on, and then we will go back in with Peach Smoothie and blend it all together, and it will look beautiful.
Come on, computer. Come on, Lee.
And I'm just connecting the two, you know, just connect the dots. And then I also just dipped into that shade that's right next to it, which is just a pinch deeper than the first one. Whenever you're doing a halo eye, it's a lot of back and forth work, because with all the blending that you're doing, you lose the pigmentation of the shadows a lot of the time, so you just have to keep going back in, working with it back and forth until you get that intensity that you want. So now I just dip back into CUPCAKE. CUPCAKE, that's my kitty's name. Now that I have that built up to the intensity I want, I'm going to go back into Peach Smoothie and just use that to blend out.
Yeah.
Okay. The edges. Like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of that primer from L'Oreal. So taking a little bit more. I can never talk, I swear. I never have issues speaking until I sit down to film. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. So I'm just taking a little bit, I give up. Taking a little bit of that on the back of my hand and on that brush again. And then we're just going to go back over the center of the lid with that. Right where we want our right where we want the lighter shade to be that we are going to place on the center of the eye. And I'm actually going to take my finger because it works better. Being careful not to take it out or in too far, because then you're just going to cover up the shades that we just laid down. And then I just take a clean finger with no product and kind of blend the edges out. Same thing on the other eye. So just take any flat shader brush that you have, and I'm going to go in with I'm Peachless. This is another shadow by Makeup Geek. It is a duochrome. It is so gorgeous. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to just lightly coat the tip of my brush with just a tiny bit of that eye primer so that it picks up a good amount of the shadow, and it will make it a lot more pigmented and pop. So I'm really going to pack that on the brush. And then we're going to go in and right where we laid down that primer, we're going to pat this all across the center of the lid. It's such a pretty color. I love it so much. And we'll go in and we'll blend out those edges with a little bit more of CUPCAKE. So if it looks a little crazy right now and not so like flawless and blended, don't worry. It will come together. Okay, just like so. And then once you have that up to the intensity that you want, I'm going to go back in to that smaller blending brush. And I'm going to take CUPCAKE and just very, very lightly feather around the edges of that I'm Peachless shadow. And then, so now that that's on, I have decided that I want to go in and deepen up the outer and inner corner just a teeny tiny bit more. So I'm going to go into the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here, which is Love Letter, and I am going to very, very lightly and carefully just apply the tiniest amount of this to the outer and inner corner of the eye, just so we can deepen it up and have a little bit more of a contrast in shades. And then I'm lightly going to sweep that into the crease as well, but keeping it fairly low. Okay, and then I think I'm going to leave the eyes alone for a little bit. Let's move on to foundation and concealer and all that good stuff. And I'll be right back because I have to go wet my beauty blender. Okay, and now we're going to move on to foundation. Today I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter, put a couple pumps of that on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to go in with this damp beauty sponge. My hair looks crazy today. So just taking it on there and then start to press it into my skin. Okay, so now that we literally look like a damn ghost, especially with the color tones that are on my eyes, like, holy shit, this foundation is white as hell. I kind of wish I would have went with something else, but it's a little late for that now. So we are just going to go with the flow and we'll get some color back into our skin. But I look like I'm doing some Halloween makeup. Tarte Shape Tape. Damn, I really screwed the pooch on this one. Oh well. Okay, I'm really quickly going to finish setting my face, put on some brows, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up. Okay, so I filled in my brows, put on a quick coat of mascara, and now we are going to bronze up this ghostly face of mine. And taking my butter bronzer, you know the deal with that. If you're new to my channel, you don't, but this is the Physicians Butter Bronzer. Absolutely love it. Smells like heaven. Such a great tone to use. Time for blush. I am going to take Oasis by Tarte on this Morphe brush that has no name. And another tip that I like to use is sometime with certain blushes, like these are the clay blushes, they are very potent, and once they're on there, they're a little bit hard to blend out if you don't go in with a super light hand. So there's a little bit roughness around the edge sometimes, so I will just take whatever like tiny bit of powder that's left on there and just kind of dabble around the edges of the blush just so that it blends out just a little bit more seamlessly, like so. And that way, you know, it don't look patchy or crazy. Okay, and now we are going to highlight. But I was wondering what it would look like if we took the eyeshadow that is on the center of our lids and used that as a highlight. I'm kind of scared. So I'm just going to take a little bit of it at first because I don't really know how this is going to turn out. You can't even really tell. It's very subtle. So I am going to go over it. It looks really pretty, but I want something that's more like bam. So I am going to go in with Precious Petals and hit the high points of my face. Is take this light shade, this is the light shimmer shade out of the Kathleen Lights palette, and I'm going to use that. Oh yeah. Pretty. We're just going to use all kinds of different stuff and highlight today. And then we are quickly going to go back to the lower lash line, well, back to the eyes and do the lower lash line. So I'm going to take that same shade Cupcake and run that underneath the eye. And I meant to do Peach Smoothie first, but whatever. I don't like to do anything heavy on my under eyes. I just think it looks prettier like this. And I have those stupid dots on my face from my window. And I'm going to go back into I'm Peachless, and we're going to apply that to the inner corner of the eye. As our inner corner highlight. And I'm also going to drag that out and mesh it with the colors that we applied to the lower lash line. Like that. And then, unfortunately, my camera is dying, so I am going to turn it off, charge my battery for a little bit. I really need to order an extra battery. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to apply some falsies while my camera is off. So I'm going to show you really quickly. I'm going to be using these really, really pretty lashes by the brand Kiss. These are the Daisy ones. They're really like wispy and fluttery, and they have like the 3D layers on them. Really gorgeous. I love them so much. So I'm going to like cut them down, put them on, and I'll be back after my camera charges for a little bit. Because I suck at YouTubing. Okay guys, so my camera has charged. I've got my lashes on. I really do like these a lot, but I kind of feel like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not used to wearing falsies, but I'm not really used to wearing them, and I feel like these might be just a little bit too long for me. I mean, they're not too overpowering. You can still see my halo eye and everything, but yeah. So I threw on a wing, threw on my lashes, did my waterline, kabushka, and now we're going to move on to lips. Okay, so I think what I've decided to do is wear Anastasia's Dusty Rose, and I'm going to first line my lips with the shade Never Petal Down. Is this the one I was going to use? Yeah. So I'm going to use Never Petal Down from Wet n Wild to first line my lips, and then I'm going to put the liquid lipstick on top. Switching over to Think Flamingo. And then I just went ahead and filled in my entire lips with that, obviously, as you just saw me do. And now I'm going to go in and apply Dusty Rose. The only thing I don't like about these is you have to really wipe this off because so much product comes out onto the doe foot. Alright guys, and that is going to be it for this tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed this Valentine's Day makeup look. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Love you. And also, you guys, leave me a cool comment below. I want to get to know my subscribers. Let's talk, let's chat. I'm not scary, I promise. I love to get to know people. That's one of the reasons that I'm here on YouTube filming videos. So if you're a subscriber and you watch my videos, please start leaving comments. Let's chat. Let's get to know each other. Okay.
To sit here and procrastinate. What? No.
How janky my lips are. I have so much scarring on my mouth from just like dry, cracked lips. It's horrible.
Catch me outside. How about that? Bitch.